Damn it, Nathan, I apologize for that. I had my mic on mute. I was talking throughout the whole of that, just to realise I got my mic on mute. So, let me introduce myself again. Welcome back to Brazil for round 7 of the Brazilian GP. I am your commentator, Jamie Morris, and I will take you through Q1. So here we are then, with Giroud Veza, as about to make he's crossed the finish line and start his first flying lap then in Q1. So let's see how he takes Turn 1. Now it can be difficult because it leads straight into Q2, corner 2. Takes you through 5th gear, use a lot of curb on the entry and the exit. Take it as tight as you can through turn 3, then open it up to go down the retroposter as we're about to hit turn 4, breaking the 100-meter board. Split curb on the entry and the curb on the outside, and this little turning point here, get as close to it as you can. And for the next one, over the 50-meter mark, bring the car in, bring it down into 6th gear. On the throttle we go to the exit of the corner. We're going to get a really good turn in here. And for the next one here, try to go 2 out wide, keep it as tight as you can. And traction is crucial as well, the exit of that corner. This one here, same here, get a good turning point, avoid the apex. This one downhill, left-hander, flat out through here, open it up for the next corner. John Sao uses the grass as well to turn in to get a wider entry, to get a better exit. As now we come through the hill towards the final corner, and Giroud Veza, it's looking like a good lap time from him. See no mistakes whatsoever as he will come across the line now to set a 7.1 as the that's a very good lap time for Q1 and for a banker as well. Alex Ham has invalidated it. His teammate Faxland's entering Q1. Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying Q1. I meant turn 2. Kushner crosses the line now and he goes P3 with an 8.1. J Law has gone P4. P2 with a 108.0. We can see Pepe Strauss on a lap time entering the slow sequence of corners there in sector 2. Very crucial to get a good exit out of this one, and traction is crucial as well. Very easy to lose the car in these traction zones. The car just wanted to slip away from Duel and he's manhandling it around the fast left-hander. It's a 51.0 in the middle sector, so I don't think it's near Giroud Viza's time. Giroud Veza had a nice and tidy lap, but J Law 9/10 off in 2nd place on the medium compound tyres, and Williams about to cross the line, and the Williams, I think he started his lap time. Pepine will set a 7.3, it's a Dutch 1-2, as Pepine puts his car in 2nd place as he goes off the track as well. Alex Ham has invalidated him. We've got Danny Boy. Welcome, Danny Boy. Didn't realise he was here, but he sets a 51.5. As Ferg sets the benchmark of his 6.8, so already 6s in Q1, so that's very good from him. And let's see what Danny Boy then does as he makes his way towards the main straight, and it's going to be a 7.9. I'm pretty sure he can improve that, so he needs to find some improvements there to get a better lap time, get close up the board. So we've got majority of the drivers in the pit, so I wonder if they invalidated their first runs and they opted to go into pits, but tyre wear should not be an issue, as here we are then with his Het Bompje out on the track on a 7.5, so I think he's just completed that lap and he's put himself up into P4 then. So Het Bompje in P4, we've got Faxland. I think he might be coming to the pits because of his MFD flashing, but no fuel, so we're just waiting for the other drivers to come out. We've got a Renault coming out of the track, and I wonder if that's Louis Lad. And here we are then with AJ Wuhan, former championship leader in Singapore until he lost it. I believe he is P3 behind his teammate and Harvey Lees. So let's see if he can make amends to the championship then after getting that drive-through penalty. You don't want to be doing that because that will cost you a lot of points. Didn't do him any favours in that race either because he didn't get a really good result as he would have wanted and nobody could have got if it wasn't for that mistake, as Danny Boy improves his lap time to go P3. It's a 7.3, so a much better lap time on that occasion, and he puts himself behind his teammate in second place. As we go on board with AJ then, making his way towards the final corner as he's about to start his first flying lap, and we've got other people coming out of the pit, so hopefully they get out of the way. Across the line to start his first flying lap, so let's see how it takes turn 1, very difficult turn 1. Nice and smooth, could have took a bit more speed in turn 2, but it looks nice and neat so far from what I can see. We've got a car coming out of the pits, gets out of the way, and now his first sector is going to be a 16.5. Makes his way towards turn 4, did a bit hesitant on the entry there, hoping that might cost him a little bit of time. 16.5, I don't think it's the fastest time I've seen so far. Coming into the double right-hander, stays in 6th gear, nicely counts up the hill as we come into this slow corner now. These slow corners, very easy to get wrong, especially in the exit, because traction is very crucial coming out of those. All about traction through here. Short shift his way to reduce that wheel spin, and now middle sector is going to be a 50.7, so that's not too bad from AJ Wuhan. Can he get anywhere near Ferg or Jeroen Visser? He opens up his DRS for the main straight, and now AJ will come across the line to set a 7.0. He goes into P2 ahead of Jeroen Visser, so that's a very good lap time. And both Alfa Romeos are looking very good, so I did say earlier, iNemo's got quickest with a 1.6.8, so iNemo's back on top, baby. I've been there for a long time. I haven't been on the podium since a few races ago either, so it's nice to see iNemo back up there as Ferg's retired, knowing that he's safe into Q2. So we've got Alex Ham has invalidated his lap time. Very has got up into P8, he's just crossed the line now, and somebody else has just crossed the line with him. I believe that's Louis Lad. Is it Louis Lad? No, he's not. India Jesus is P10. Mark's up into P4, so that's one of the drivers that did come across the line, as we've got some of the drivers coming out to start their flying laps. We've got 9 minutes left in this session, so we've got plenty of time still left, as Alex Ham keeps invalidating his lap time, so he must find a way to prevent that. As Danny Boy then, we can see on the leaderboard doing 4 laps on those soft compound tyres, get some good information in. As we go on board with Alex Hamilton again, this lap time would have been at 8.3, but I think he would have backed out, trying to save some EOS or tyre life. His head's down into turn 1, slight lock up, but it won't affect him too much. Coming into turn 2, just a lot of curb. Nicely done from Alex. I don't know if he validated there before, but this time round, much cleaner. And this first sector is going to end off with a 60.7. That's a good first sector from him. Coming through turn 4 now, comes down to the Ciego de Largo. And now for this 50-meter mark, that's a turning point just after it. Goes down into 5th gear for the extra rotation. I've seen this is the first drive I've seen as Indian Jesus crosses the line to go P6, as J Law goes P6 now ahead of Indian Jesus, so we just replaced him as Danny Boy continuously crosses the line with more fuel on board than he should have. It's a 50, I can't remember what the middle sector was now. Was it a 51.6 from him in the middle sector? And we've got Alex Hamilton then. What lap time is it going to be? It looks like nice and clean, but sadly it's an 8.0. I thought it would have been more than that. So I think he needs to find more time then, because 8.0 is not safe enough. He's down to P16, it's slower than the top 14 cars have set. Louis Lad crossed the line to go P10, so he's got a lap time on the board then. I'm waiting for 3 more drivers to get their lap on the board. Nathan's on the out lap as Pepine has moved up into P6 then, so he's slightly just ahead of Hetz Bompier and J Law. Both Hassers are looking good at the moment, down in P7 and P8, both on a 7.3, so not much separated by those, only 5,000 separated by Hetz Bompier and J Law. As Duel they cross the line now, and he goes up into P6 ahead of his teammate by a 10th. So both Alpha Tauris looking like they're safe at the moment, as Harvey Lee's crossed the line to go P4 on his first attempt. So good luck from Harvey there. That'll ensure his safety into Q2, as Nathan is the only driver that's not set a lap time, but here he is then. The championship leader, we've got a new championship leader, And guess what? He hasn't even won a race yet, and he's the championship leader in this league. Unbelievable stuff there. As Nathan's about to go for his first final lap then, so let's see what he does. Headed down into turn 1, avoid the apex into turn 1. You want to clip, you want to use all of the curb there. A bit wider than he would have wanted. Not really the perfect route through turn 2 or turn 3, it must be said. As the first sector is going to round off with a 16.4, so not too bad from him in the first sector, but could find a little bit more time than that, I must say. As now we head down to turn 6 then for the double right-hander. It takes it through 6th gear. Some people drop it down to 5th to get the extra rotation into these slow sequence of corners. It's turn 8, now turn 9. A long left-hander that is. Make sure very clear not to go wide through there. Slight lock up. It's turn 11. Now we're headed down the downhill left-hander. Very flat, it's flat out and very easy. There's a 50.5 in the middle sector from Booth. And let's see what lap time he can produce then. Makes his way towards the line. It must be said as well, 6.8 to 7.5, not separate. Oh, never mind. P3 then, 6.9 by Nathan, and he's only a tenth away from iNemo. Separated by 7 tenths, P1 to P9, P18. So Alex Hamlin needs to get a move on because he is currently knocked out of Q1 along with Krishna, but Krishna's done 3 laps on those set of tyres. So I go for another run on a set of the same tyres, see what he could do then, because he needs to find a time of 2:10 to get inside Q2. Unbelievable stuff there. As Steiny's gone up into P8 or P9. We've got a couple on their outlaps as well. We've got Louis Lads down in the drop zone, Faxland's down there too. So I'm seeing drivers not really a suspect of getting knocked out of Q1, but they're in the danger zone at the minute as we're on board with one of them. Hello Jakob, how are you mate? Nice to see you here. I know you'll be commentating with me next week. Danny Boy also down in P14. Unbelievable, because P1 to P16 are separated by 5 tenths. That's unbelievable stuff there. Can't believe it. 5 tenths from P1 to P18 or P17. Just maybe 6 tenths, maybe, yeah, it's 5 tenths in it. I can't see first place this time. As Krishna goes up into P10, so he's finally got himself outside the drop zone, but anybody can improve. We've got Louis Ladd out there along with Faxlad. Faxlad's got 2 tenths of that middle sector, which is crucial for him to get himself into Q2. So then Faxland then opens up the DRS. Where could he go? It's going to be P10, so he gets himself ahead of Krishna. So both Renaults are in the drop zone at the moment, which is Louis Ladd. And Very's middle sector is going to be 4 tenths quicker. He needs that because that'll put him in what? P8 if he can get a decent middle last sector. I think he'll definitely get inside the top 10 with Very. You can see his teammate's performance in a few seconds as well. Goes up into P4. That's a good lap time from the Renault driver there. As Louis Ladd has invalidated. So what will he do? Will he go for another lap on the same set of tyres? So the Q1, he can do more than 1 lap. What will he do then? No, he's going to the pits, I believe. Yes, he is. So Louis Ladd's in trouble then. I dare say he's only got 1 more lap to improve. Otherwise, he is knocked out of Q1. Something you would expect from Louis Ladd. Hopefully he can find a rhythm, find it quick enough to get himself out of the drop zone. We've got Indian Jesus, Danny Boy there. We're going to go on board with Danny Boy for his flying lap on a brand new set, I believe. Hopefully it's a brand new set for him. Is it a brand new set? Yes it is, obviously. So he's using 2 sets of tyres in Q1. Preferably you want to use 1 set of tyres in Q1 to save him up to Q3. So Danny Boy got 1 tenth quicker in the first sector, which is already showing good signs from him. A little bit of a problem with turn 4 there, as now we come through turn 5 and turn 6. Takes it through 5th gear to get the extra rotation. Slingshot himself up the hill. Now into these slow sequence of corners then. It's all about track should do here. Really want to get that good exit. Rotating the car very nicely there, using the throttle. And Danny Boy's middle sector is going to be a 50.8, which is almost 2/10 quicker. But are those 2/10 quicker quick enough? Because we'll find out. Because this grid is very, very close. Finding 1/10 can put you up a few positions. As Danny Boy makes his way across the line now, and he goes up into P9. He goes 1/10 quicker than his best time, and he goes up into P9 from there. J Law has gone up into P8, so he's safe. Is the Haas driver. What about his teammate Het Bonpier? Het Bonpier has invalidated it, so we're going to go on board with Indian Jesus, who's 3/10 up in that middle sector. So those 3/10 then will get himself into Q2. Anybody could be in danger at this point, even what, P10? Indian Jesus then will come across the line now to set a 1:06.9. He goes up into P5. Unbelievable timings there from as Alex Ham crosses the line now. Oh dear, Alex. It's a 1:07.3, but guess what? It's a much better lap time. It's representative. He might be frustrated, but as you see here, look at the gap. It's not like he's 5/10 behind or 8/10 behind. He's like, what, 3/10 behind P9? 5/10 behind P1? It's not even that bad, to be honest. But the positive is he's got the pace, so hopefully it won't dishearten him too much. But I know it'll make him upset about it, but at least the gap is not big. It's barely like 1 or 2/10. And Louis Lad's a driver that usually scores points on a regular basis, so he hopes to find himself out of Q1. This is his last chance to get himself out of that bottom zone, otherwise he'll be joining Pepijn Strauss, Bonpier, himself and Alex in the drop zone. What about Pepijn? He's coming towards the final corner now. I think he's lost a bit of time in that middle sector, not quite sure, I didn't really see it in time. And Pepijn then, where can he find himself? Will it be into Q2? Yes it will, only one place, so he's taking cushion into dropped into Q1. Where's Louis Lad? There he is then. Where will he get himself? He will put himself into P10, so he's definitely safe, I dare say. Giroud Vizza. He's slightly up in the middle sector. He's currently down in P11, but I'd love to improve on that lap time. And let's see where Giroud can go. This is going to be a lap time of a 6.9. He goes up to P5. And here is Faxland, who desperately needs a time to get himself into safety, but he messes up in the same corner as Jun Saar. We did that before, but before was a little bit better, but this time is a lot worse. So how much has that cost him? He's currently down to P15. Where's Pepijn? He's in the pits. And he's oh yeah, he's definitely out of Q1 then, because he won't make it to Q2. So Het Bonpier's at P13, so he's made it into Q2. And that is it. I think Pepijn is not on a lap, is he? Where is he? The Dutchman is out of Q1, so the drivers that are not out of Q1 is Faxland, Pepijn, Krishna and Alex Ham. Stanley's just made it through, only by 200s, that's insane. Danny Boy's made it through, Het Bonpier made it through, so both Haasers are in Q2 as we're about to move into the second session, ready for Q2. This qualifying session will determine what tyres people will go on for the race. I'll take a little bit of a short break. We're now into Q2 then. In our second 2/3 of the way into qualifying. So looking at the fitted tyres then, we've got a few lads on the mediums and majority of them on the soft compound tyres. I think the strategy is soft and medium, and easy soft and medium. It was in the last game, but this game I haven't been doing much inside or practice, so but I think it should be too different. So I think it is definitely soft and medium strategy. We've got our first drivers coming out of the pitch, which is Danny Boy then. Danny Boy, I think he's making his debut here. I don't know if I've seen him in this league. I've seen him in other places, but I don't think I've seen him here, so I think it's his debut. Alfa Romeo, who's usually in Alfa Romeo? I can't exactly remember. No, I can't remember. Even though it was a week ago, I should remember, but oh well. I'll learn next time. So looks like both Renaults have found oh, I think somebody commented that who was the driver. Both Renaults have definitely found their drivers, because I know they had a lot of reserve drivers, but Calhoun, I think Calhoun used to be driving in the Renault, but he's gone to F2 commentate. Good guy, Calhoun. Here we are then with Danny Boy on his soft run. I'll try and read the comments out, but my internet is very shocking, so I do apologise if I don't get to read any of the comments out. I will try. As Danny Boy then makes his way across the line to start his first flying lap, headed into turn 1. Not too bad from him, now coming through turn 2. Very neat and tidy, I must say, better than what I could do, because I do struggle through turn 1 and turn 2. Now headed into turn 3, breaking a straight line at the 100 metre board. Use the curb of the entry and use the a bit too much curb there, which will settle the rear for Danny Boy, so I must dare say he lost a few tenths there. Coming into turn 5 and now turn 6. Now to turn 7 with the slow corners. Use all our curb of the entry. Try not to drift out wide 2 here, because it's very poor on the exit. Turn 9, here we come. Want to avoid the apex for this one, but a good exit as well in the process. Headed downhill, which is a 51.0 in the middle sector from him, so let's see where this lap time puts him. Makes his way coming out of John Sal. We all know what happened there a few years ago in 2019. Where can Danny Boy place his Alfa Romeo? And he is going to go up into P1 obviously with a 7.3, so will that lap time be good enough, I wonder, as we've got Steiny on a lap on the soft compound tyres. Yeah, I've got a ball with Steiny there because he's close to the line. Yep, got a ball with Steiny then. Steiny, I think he's... I ain't checked the championship standings yet, so hopefully he's in a good position, and just bear with me for a few secs. Yeah, so it is Alex Hamilton who's commented saying he should have woke up and practiced. Steiny comes up, goes into P1 then, he's exactly 100 quicker than Danny Boy in P2, so both on the soft compound tyres. Somebody's backed out of their lap, which is Head Bompier. No, he hasn't backed out, he's still going. Head Bompier across the line now, goes P3 with a 7.9, so I fear that a lot of these drivers on the softs will still complete their lap, and some drivers that won the medium compound tyres will switch over to the soft compound tyres, so strategy is definitely soft or medium. I think I'll do that anyways. We've got his teammate Very on his medium run. Let's see what he could do in the other Renault. And now he'll come across the line to set a 7.7, and he goes up into P3 then for the Renaults. AJ Wuhan, he heads down into turn 1 to turn 2 to start his first flying lap. The back end, just twitching just a bit, but it's all good through turn 1 and turn 2. Nothing major, as it's going to be a 16.6 in the first sector. I think that's a relatively good sector to what I've seen, especially on the softs as well, so not a bad first sector from him at all. But we did see that little bit of a twitch coming out of turn 2, so that could have cost him a little bit of time, which he could have found. Coming in these slow sequence of corners in turn 7, now through turn 8, along the left corner. As now we come through turn 9. You want to hit the apex through here, you want to go out just a bit to get a good exit. It's a perfect line through there, and now it's going to be a 51.1 in the middle sector. So did it flash up purple, so I believe a lot quicker than first or second lap time. That's probably the difference around here with the softs and mediums in that middle sector. And AJ will come across the line now to go P3 with a 7.5, so he's quicker of the medium runners. That's been out of all three of them. Giroud visits in the pits, he's just invalidated his lap. Where's Ferg? Ferg on the medium compound tyres. Where can he go? He will come across the line now, and he goes up into P3. So that lap time is looking promising for Ferg despite being on the medium compound tyres. So looks like Danny might have to go a little bit quicker just in case they go on the soft compound tyres, because those lap times do look promising on the mediums. I've got Nemo going to purple in the middle sector, then he's on the soft compound tyres. And let's see what lap time he could do. He was quickest in Q1, can he repeat it in Q2? I think he will. And yes, he will with a 7.0, so he goes up into P1. Currently the quickest out of the soft runners. It looks like Very's lap time needs improving as well, unless, yeah, it doesn't matter, but the road graphic. His lap time's good anyways on the medium compound tyres, just ignore me for that one. J Laws has invalidated it. Where's Bart? We'll do turn 1 and turn 2, so we're going to go on board with Nathan then, as he is on the soft compound tyres. Where's Harvey Lees? Steiny's going up into P2, Harvey Lees is down to P9, I believe he's on a lap time. There he is. Go on board with Nathan first. .6 in that middle sector from Nathan going purple, it says in the game, so looks like a decent lap time from him. We've got yellow flags in sector 2, I believe that's somebody slowing down. So Renault, so I believe he's just slowing down. And he goes P1 at 6.8, that's a good lap time from Ninja there. Who's the next one to cross the line? We've got a validation from J-Law, and here comes Harvey Lees. What can he do? Astonishing lap time, that's amazing from Harvey. P3 on the medium compound tyre as well. Let's see what happens later in this session there, because you need to keep an eye out for those soft people switching over to the softs. I'm wondering if they go quicker, because that will happen. It always happens no matter what. 50.5 in the middle sector from Duval, I mean that's 1/10 quicker than what Nathan did, so looks like he's on course for pole position then. And the Frenchman will come across the line now to set a 106.8, so I think he might have lost a little bit of time in the last sector because he was quicker than Nathan in that middle sector, so time for an improvement in the last sector. And Giroud is on the lap heading down into turn 1. We've got Louis Ladd first, so we're going to go on board with Louis Ladd. He's on the soft compound tyres, and he's backed out of it, has Louis Ladd, so we're going to go on board with Giroud Vizza as he rounds off sector 1 with a 16.6 is what AJ did in the first sector, but AJ will definitely have to go on the soft compound tyres because he, along with Indian Jesus, is out inside 9th and 10th. Through the danger zone, I believe Ferg has to go out again, which he is. Danny Boy is in 7th place. He switched over to the medium compound tyres, so does Danny Boy believe he can go quicker on the mediums than he did on the softs, because his best lap time was on the soft compound tyres and now he's gone over to the medium, so never mind, he's in the pits. And it's a 51.1 in the middle sector from the Dutchman there. Gets a good exit quit out of Judd Zhao. Louis Ladd 13.4, but that's not a representative lap time from him. It would have been in 2012 or 2010 or something like that. As Giroud Vizza comes across the line, he goes P10, so he needs to switch over to the soft compound tyres because that's not good enough from him. Unfortunately, Indian Jesus then, I think he'll come to the pits at the end of this lap. J-Law is out there. Louis Ladd's going to go for a second attempt, so he's doing 2 laps on the same set of softs. Is Louis Ladd. Tyre wear is linear around here, it's not too harsh like other tracks, so I believe it's worth doing 2 laps on the soft compound tyres. No more than 2 laps for this track because tyre wear is still important from around here, but it's not too, what's the word? Can't even find the word for that now. It doesn't wear out that quick. It goes purple in the middle sector. Tyre life is very lenient around here. I meant to say, I don't know. Louis Ladd then will come across the line now. Where can he place that Renault? It's going to go up into P3 then. It's a good lap time. J-Law on the soft compound tyres then out there for his flying lap, but very is in turn 5 and 6, so I'm going to go on board with him. But did J-Law just... No. I saw yellow flags through set to turn 1 and turn 2, so I thought J-Law made a mistake there, but it turns out it was the other Renault slowing down to let him go. As Ferg goes quickest with a 6.8, what will Harvey Lees do? He's on the fitted tyres or the soft, so yeah, he has switched over to the soft compound tyres. They were doing bankers then on those medium compound tyres, so I believe everybody will switch over to the soft compound tyres in this qualifying 2 session because they know they can't make it through on the medium compound tyres. AJ goes second place. Very will come across the line now to go P7. So both Renaults on Q3. So both Hassers are knocked out so far, but one of them's on a lap. He's set a 50.8 in the middle sector. Can the Haas driver improve to go inside the top 10? What can he do then as he makes his way towards the line? It's going to be a 7 point. Oh, he's in P10, so he needs to find a slight improvement if he wants to get himself into Q3 then, does J-Law. Newer lad's backing off, he's going to go to the pits. Where's Very? He's also going to go in the pits too, so here comes Harvey Lees out of the track. We've got Styles lag out of the track, we've got India G's, we've got Head Bomb here. Just need to figure out which one's closer to the line. I think it's Head Bomb who's closer to the line than the rest of them, so we're going to go on board with Head Bomb here first. He's currently down in P15. Can he improve on the 7.7? So Giroud Visser down there in Q2, or down there in P13. Currently in the drop zone at the moment. Can he get himself out and put himself into Q3, the top 10? Here we are with Head Bomb here as he makes his way down into turn 1. Locks up in the process, but doesn't affect him too much, it's alright. What can the Dutchman get himself into in the top 10? Gets a bit of a slipstream off his Dutch compatriot Giroud Visser. I didn't see his first sector, I just missed it, so let's see how he does in the middle sector then. McLaren behind him, I believe that's Steiny, down in P11, also on a lap. Is that Steiny? Yes it is, he's validated it, so that doesn't matter for him. Nathan's retired knowing he's safe. J-Law's retired, he's on the drop zone. Could his teammate push him outside the top 10 or will it be somebody else? His teammate goes purple in the middle set, so I believe he might knock him out. Needs to find 1 or 2 more tenths in that middle sector. And Head Bob here then will come across the line to go P9, so he knocks his teammate out. And Steiny's in the pit. Steiny, oh, I don't know if he has enough time to go back in and out of the pits. The team must be very quick, otherwise he is knocked out of Q2, sorry. Apologies for that. Harvey Lees then, what can he do? He's got purple in the middle sector. Makes his way towards the line now. Where can he place that McLaren? And he goes P1, so P1 for Harvey Lees. Indeed, Jesus will come across the line to start his last flying lap. Giroud Visser also, he needs a time to get outside, inside the top 10. We're going to go on board with him now. Both Ferraris are currently in the drop zone. Slight improvement from Indian Jesus. So both Ferraris could knock out Head Bompier. Which one is it going to be? Or is Head Bompier safe enough to make it into Q2? We'll be looking at the timing sheets and desperately hoping that he doesn't get knocked out. Well, he has been knocked out. I think somebody just crossed the line, which is I Nemo. So Head Bompier then has been knocked out of Q2. Here he is then, Giroud Visser's last chance. Can he get himself inside Q3? Yes he can, he goes up into P7, but will that be enough as Danny Boy has backed out of it? Head Bompier's going for another lap folks, so we need to keep an eye on him as India Jesus then improves in the middle sector. For his sake, he needs to find more time to get himself into Q3. He was last season's race winner here in Brazil. As he comes across the line now, goes P6, so good lap time. He beats his teammate as well by a tenth, so both Ferraris are currently in, but Ainimo goes purple in the middle sector. Where's Very? Very has been knocked out, that's it for him. Mark's got a chance, Head Bompier's got a chance, but Ainimo then currently down to P10. Where is the Danish Danish man gonna go? Goes up into P6, so I think he's definitely safe for the time being. So who's gonna lock Danny Boy out of Q1, out of Q2 then? Is it gonna be Het Bompje or is it gonna be V Mark? We're gonna go on board with Het Bompje. Has Het Bompje found more time? Yes, he has, but is that lap time enough from him? Oh. To get a best of X's cut out of Judson, that might cost him that 10th, a crucial 10th to get himself into Q3. As he makes his way across the line now, oh, he hasn't made it, but he has improved. So Mark then goes 2 tenths quicker in the middle centre. Can he push Danny Boy out of the top 10? Yes, he can. He goes up into P4, so he's definitely safe as Danny Boy has been knocked out of Q2. Giroud Vizza just on the cusp of getting knocked out. He's only 7 thousandths quicker than Danny Boy and extra 7 thousandths quicker than Very as well. So Giroud Vizza. And that is very tight indeed. So that's a good qualifying session. Good way to ride it off. As Harvey Lee's then, can he continue his performance into Q3? 6.6 at the moment from him. What can he do? I just saw your comment, Luca. What are you sorry for, mate? Are you supposed to be racing in this league? And I saw your comment too, I Nemo. Nikolai. So, Harvey Lee's on a provisional pole. 2600s quicker than Ferg, second place. AJ down in third place. Mark in a promising fourth. Nathan, the championship leader, is in P5. Dual in P6. iNemo P7. Indian Jesus is P8. Louis Ladd in P9. Jeroen Visser in P10. The drop zone is Danny Boy, Very, Het Bompje, J Law and Steiny down in P15. Who is going to take pole position for Q3? I reckon somebody out of the top 5, I believe. Duels usually got that race pace, hasn't he? More than qualifying pace. It will all count into Q3 then. Nerves will start kicking in. This is the bit where you start to feel nervous the most. Q1 and Q2 is the easy marks, but Q3 most likely slower than your Q1 and Q2 time because of that pressure, extra pressure, knowing that it's all or nothing now. Now I'm going to look for the championship standings. See if anything's changed because Harvey got P3 to P5, unfortunately for him. Don't know what his case was, but sadly he didn't win it. As I'm going to look through the race history, and we've got our first driver coming out, which is a McLaren. In fact, a Racing Point gets ahead of him. Look at all that, all 10 of them. Is that all 10 of them coming out? Look at that, the way they clear out together, that's just amazing. Just satisfying to see. That is everybody out of the pits. Nobody's left in there. Sometimes Duval's the last driver to go. Never really goes early, but I think he's the first man out there. Oh! That explains why everybody got out there. This is very interesting then. This could spice things up. This is turning out to be an amazing qualifying session. That's why everybody out there in the rush. So the guy in last place in this train is most likely going to be slower because of the rain. Duval's most likely to get a good lap timing because he's the first man out of the track. Right then, so I'm going to go aboard with those drivers and let's see how things go, because people in the midfield, they're going to have to back it out because of the drivers that give us some space. So this could be very interesting because can't afford to back off too much because of the rain coming in. This is the lap where nobody wants to invalidate. If you invalidate it, you start at P10. And Duel then nice and tidy to the first sector. How dare he push, as I believe somebody's made a mistake, and that is a Ferrari or an Alfa Romeo. It's not AJ. Who is it? I think it's Giroud Vizza. Yes, it is. Giroud Vizza. I think he was started P10 because of that mistake. That's a shame for him. And here we're back on board with Duel then, the most likely man that's going to be quickest out of all of this, because he was the first one out of the track and got the best of the conditions before they got even worse and worse. So 53.3, so they are slower, as you can see in the this qualified session time. What will Giroud Vizza do? Will the conditions stay like this? And we've got another person who's had a off. Duel will come across the line, but we've got somebody off the track. It's AJ! AJ has crashed out the exit of turn 9 as Duel goes quickest with a 10.2. Oh, something's happened. Ferg's had a problem. Harvey Lees is in P2, but Ferg's had a major problem. There he is there, down there. I think he might have had an off because he looked like he had gravel on his tyres. As he sets at 19.7. Giroud Vizza 27.0. What happened to Indy Jesus, because he's a driver that's oh, he's crossed the line now and he's gone a 33.8. Ferg's going for a second lap. Will the conditions get worse for Ferg? 1.1 seconds quicker down, so I don't think he'll that's it for Ferg, I believe. Mind you, he's only P7. Look at the conditions, they're getting worse and worse, so that's it for him. DRS is disabled. That's qualifying done. Qualifying is now finished, and I believe we'll have it ended, and Duel will start a pole position ahead of Harvey Lees. Mark will start at P3, Nathan the championship leader will start at P4, and Nemo will start at P5, Louis Ladd in P6, Ferg in P7, Giroud Vizza in P8, Indy Jesus P9, and a good championship contender in P10. So that's a shame for AJ then. The rain's got even worse, and that's going to be it for qualifying 3, I believe. It's a massive shame for Ferg, trying to make amends to his championship. P7 is not the place you want to be starting the most. What a twist and turn into this qualified 3 session then. Wasn't expecting that whatsoever. Nobody told me about that. Come on guys, you're supposed to be my motherman here. And that is Q3 done then. So Duel is your man on pole position by 6/10 ahead of everybody else. Well, ahead of second and third, but a major 1 second ahead of everybody else. Ferg was already 1.1 seconds down in the first sector, so the conditions were really getting bad. And that 1 lap time was really crucial, no matter who you were. The only man out there so far is Giroud Vizza, just exploring the track. It might as well all retire. We're 6 minutes late into this qualifying, so we might as well have 6 minutes left to spare. Make up for the lost time. I'm kidding. If it's not raining in the race, there's no point. Just might as well retire now because it's done. Somebody else coming out of the pits, and that is Mark. So while nothing's major happening so far, I will take a short break. And that's Q3 done for this session. So, Dewell on pole position ahead of Harvey Lees, V-Mark in P3 ahead of Nathan, Nemo P5, Libertad in P6, but during Vizza, I did notice he gained a position on Ferg despite having a set time on the inside, so he did push Ferg down into P8, sadly for Ferg, but Indian Jesus at P9 ahead of AJ who crashed coming down that left-hander. Could be a very interesting race then. Ferg, I dare say, is out of position. I did say somebody at the top 5 in Q2 would set a pole, but I was wrong again. Dewell was in P7 in Q2. As we head on for the race. And it is a dry race as Isaro Kuhn has joined, so welcome to him. We've got 4 Dutch people in this session now. We'll have 5 if Quicksilver joined. I'll take a little bit of a break before we start the race so I can get my voice prepared. So Kuhn makes up the 20 drivers then, as we're about to go line up for the grid. The one driver has gone on the hard compound tyres, which is Steiny, so he's going for that very long stint indeed, and hopping over to the softs. Was that really necessary from Steiny? Because it is a soft to medium, or medium to soft strategy, so he might lose a bit of time on those hards there, so see how it pans out for him. Only one driver opted to go with a soft tyre outside the top 10, so he's expected to get ahead of the medium runners, but hopefully we don't have any drive-through penalties this time, especially from the guy in P10. Cause a chain reaction from the back. Here are the lights then, as we're going to be underway for round 7 of the Brazilian GP. That looks like the racing point of the racing point's got ahead of Harvey Lees as we head down into turn 2. It's Marks got ahead of him, goes around the outside, has the inside line for turn 2, and Harvey Lees is already losing ground because he's got Nathan around the outside, so he's got bogged down at the start, but He's alongside Nathan now as we head down into turn 4, but he will outdrag him and takes the place away from him. So we got a bad start as down around the outside goes the Louis Lambert, gets pushed off the track by a Racing Point of Ferg. Ferg was having none of it as down in the midfield there goes a throw of Indian Jesus goes around the outside. But looks like Louis Lambert takes that place back. He almost spins, but talk about spinner. We've got J-Law off the track, he's drifting. And that will be a 3-second time penalty for corner cut in the game, we'll class it as. So the soft compound tyres were willing to make up ground after that poor qualifying he had. We've got a spinner. Nice Kuhn spun coming out of turn 8. Kuhn then started in last place and he remains in last place as Harvey Lee's looking to make ground after he lost the place to Mark. Almost lost the place to Nathan, but he's managed to get it back from him. Duel sets the fastest lap on lap 2 as looks like we're all settled for the moment at least. Any battles going on further behind, got both Ferraris in the mix as well. Look at that, J-Law goes around the outside of Faxland and he takes P12 away from him. P11, sorry. Oh dear, something's happened to Harvey Lee's. No it hasn't, it's just the graphics. As down the inside goes Ferg on the Red Bull. Ferg has muscled his way up into P5 ahead of iNemo then. So Ferg is not messing around tonight, he is trying to make something of this race after starting in a poor qualifying place in P8. Look at that, all in that train then. So the top 11 is full with soft tyre runners, so Jay Lord then did get himself up into P11 from starting P14, but he's the driver that got a penalty due to half spinning and corner cut in the game classed it as, but I wouldn't have classed it as that. He won't be happy with that, but can't dwell on it now. Harvey Lee's definitely trying to get past Mark as Mark is challenging for Duval. It's lap 3 of this race, so Mark will try and put much pressure on Duval as much as he can to get himself back. Well, not back, but to get himself in a good position for Racing Point. Both Racing Points looking very good in this first part of the race. As Ferg then trying to make a look and move on Nathan. Same with Mark trying to make a look and move on Duval for P1. So both Racing Points putting people under pressure tonight. Trying to get a really good result here as they're stuck in that DRS train at the moment for at least. Further behind, nothing's really happening as Danny Boy, Krishna and Kuhn went to the pits to change potentially their front wings. What can Harvey Lees do after losing position to Mark then? Zero Duval is currently leading this pack. Coming out of the final corner now. As Harvey Lee's got a better exit than Mark. Can Mark put a challenge on Duval? Can he take the lead of this race? Is he close enough on this lap? Can he get into turn 1, I wonder? Yes he will. Mark sets the fastest lap, and down the inside he goes. The Racing Point versus the AlphaTauri. They go side by side into turn 1 and turn 2, but Duval takes the place back. But Mark has the DRS and the slipstream. Can he get himself into the queue? Look at that, Harvey Lee's got a much better exit compared to him. But looks like Mark has the overspeed due to that slipstream effect from Duval, but Duval maintains his ground in first place. Mark stays in second and Harvey Lees is right on the rear end of Mark. Nathan waiting patiently as he's under pressure from Ferg behind. As Krishna sets the fastest lap of the race on those brand new set of soft compound tyres. Krishna again getting into a few incidents he didn't want to there. There he is down to P18, he's currently fighting off Danny Boy, who both got a poor start for whatever reasons. Nobody took the start this time, so that's good news. So Mark almost had Duval into turn 1. Can he repeat the same thing into turn 1 again, but change strategies to get past the Frenchman? Looks like he's got more overspeed and better straight line speed compared to the AlphaTauri, but Harvey Lees then not giving up just yet behind him. And this time too far away to make a move into turn 1, but Giroud Vizza has been overtaken as Ferg goes very wide into turn 1 and turn 2. There they are then, so AJ has got past Giroud Vizza and he moves himself up into P9. Oh, Nathan almost loses it coming out of turn 4 there, got to be careful not to do that. And Giroud Vizza all over the back of AJ. Too far away to make a move. Harvey Lees is right to the rear of Mark, desperately trying to get that second place back. Duel is the DRS train, currently leading the pack. He almost got overtaken into turn 1, but managed to fight back as well into turn 2. And somehow he held his ground into turn 4 despite Mark being all over his rear end. Can Harvey Lees try and make a move down the inside of Mark, I wonder? Looks like Mark will try again on Duel. This time he's going to go right the outside into turn 1. No, he doesn't. Try to find a different way to get past the Frenchman, but it wasn't happening. We try to get past him into turn 4. Nope, he stays behind him. Those engines must be getting hot being behind the rear of Duel. Or everybody being behind the rear of Duel. No overtakes happening down into turn 4 at the moment at least. So we can keep it out of the battle for first, second and third. This is looking very interesting. Mark desperately trying to get past Duel, Harvey trying to desperately get past Mark, and Nathan, the championship leader, trying to get past Harvey. And Ferg further behind with iNemo down in P6, so it's a big of a DRS trade with Louis Ladd trying to stick onto it. And yellow flag's down there too. It looks like Steiny's had a spin somewhere. There he is. Harvey Lees is much closer to Mark this time round. Can he get past him? Of course, both of them are using their ERS. It must be very frustrating for Harvey Lees. Of course, he mustn't do anything stupid. He's in the championship fight as AJ has overtaken Indian Jesus, but Indian Jesus will come back at him, but AJ has the higher ground, it must be said. Go back on board with Harvey Lees. Is he close enough? No, he's not. So Harvey's run out of ERS, so I think it's safe to say that Harvey needs to save his ERS now. As down the inside goes Indian Jesus on AJ, and he's re-overtaken him for 8th place, so both of them, but AJ gets a bit better momentum coming around turn 4, and it's a very tight corner to go through turn 5 and turn 6, but Indian Jesus stays ahead of AJ, bringing along Giroux, Vizza and J Law, so got some company there too. Back on board with first, second and third then, so Duel's managing his ground behind ahead of Mark, but Harvey Lee seems to get a better exit than Mark. He's desperately trying to get past him. Could this be his chance? But look at that, here comes Mark again. He needs to be a bit more aggressive to overtake Duel. There he goes into turn 1. Has got the inside line into turn 2. No, he hasn't. But Harvey trying to go around the outside into turn 2. But it hasn't quite paid off for him. But trying to get back at him as majority of them have run out of ERS already. On lap 8 down the inside goes Ferg. A late move from him. They both barge wheels. Oh, so close to taking each other out of the race. As Nathan slicks back through on Ferg. Ferg trying to hold it around the outside. It's getting so close and personal between them. It's bringing Louis Ladd back into play with the DRS, so I think he's 1.1 seconds behind it still, so he still needs to find like 2/10 to get in range, but it's all so close. Or desperately trying to fight each other. I wonder which one of them will pit first in the next few laps to come. What happened to Indian Jesus? He spun. Yes, spun coming out of turn 10. And J-Law is all over the back of Giroux Vizza. He was very close to him coming out of John Sao, so I dare say an overtake will happen from him soon. As they make their way down into turn 1, Faxland's been overtaken. No, he doesn't. J-Law does not overtake Giroux Vizza, so must have had the lack of ERS because Giroux Vizza has got more ERS, but look at that Mark trying to go around the outside of Duel. It's getting so close. There's such good racing between them. I wish Quicksilver was here to watch me or commentate with me, but yes, busier things to do. Must be so painful being that dirty air. And Louis Ladd is in DRS range, so it's a 7-car battle. AJ's just further back, 2 seconds further back is AJ, but look at that, so close to top 7. which one of the top 7 is going to win this race. You can see him all in one shot, you can see. As they all come out of Junsao now. Ferg all over the back of Nathan Booth. Harvey Lee's all over the back of Mark. Nathan all over the back of Harvey Lee's. As here comes Mark again. Come on, needs to try a different way around to get past Duval because Duval's defender is perfect. Mark needs to try and find a different way past him now. He should know how to get past him, seeing what he's doing. Both run out of EOS of course, but Mark will try around the outside again. Here he goes around the outside. He's going to be able to continue carrying on around the outside. Duval stays ahead of Mark again. And you can see the racing point of Ferg all over the back of Nathan. Trying to go around the outside, but Ferg has to be careful of iNemo because iNemo's there along with Louis as well, so this fight is bringing Louis into play. Not also that, iNemo's got more EOS compared to a lot of them here. So iNemo could start to play with his EOS a bit and get up there with the others. First 10 laps have been incredible so far. We've got like 26 laps to go after this one. And looks like Mark's a bit too further back to put a challenge on Duval. Should have overtaken when he had the chance. Should have been a bit more aggressive with his overtaking because I dare say he could have done it if he was a bit more attacking, let's just say. Looks like Ferg's dropped further behind. Here comes iNemo then. iNemo's putting pressure on Ferg ahead. But too far back to make an overtake into turn 4. It is lap 11 out of 36. Which one of them will start to pit first? But bearing in mind, traffic will start getting in their way if they come in for a lap early or so, allowing the main rivals to pull away. Harvey Lee's desperately trying to get past Mark. He knows he wants it. He's trying his absolute best. Still got plenty of laps to go in this race. I know he's got one warning from lap 1. Just all so close behind each other, but iNemo could afford to use his EOS because he's got more than all of them. All of the top 5 as Ferg still can't go down the inside of Nathan, but iNemo almost hit the back of Ferg, but Ferg picks up a 3-second time penalty, so out of that DRS train, he's the first man to pick up a penalty. In the most common spots, so I'm not surprised he picked up a penalty there because it's very easy to do so in turn 2. Louis has started to drop back a bit as well. AJ not really catching Louis, is he? 1.6 behind. Which one of them will start to pit first? Because I know the pit windows will be open soon. I think it'll be this lap. Will it be this lap they'll come in? Danny Boy versus Krishna for P17 and 18 there. Danny Boy has overtaken Krishna for P16. Duval did an immaculate job to keep in front of the lead. And into the pits goes Mark. So Ferg can't go into the pits there because his teammate's already in. Because Mark had the, let's just say he had the first call, the first option because he was in second place. And where will he rejoin? He's currently down in P13. He's on the hard compound tyres. Was that really a good choice to do that? And here comes Ferg then. Will he try and go around the outside of Nathan? He'll try to. Got to keep an eye out for iNemo too. And where did Mark rejoin? He rejoined down in P15. Ahead, behind Pepine in P14. It's on the hard compound tyres. Was that really the best choice to do so? Is it soft or hard? I thought it was soft or medium at this point. I thought medium was a good tyre to use at this track. So that Mark is pitted. Which one of these drivers is the first to blink as well? Who's going to respond to Mark? He's got clear air ahead of him so far, but I think he'll catch him rather quickly with better pace and better tyres. Nobody pits out of this train. Nobody's pitting, so they're all staying out for another lap. It'll be definitely soft to medium for sure. AJ has pulled away, but look at that, AJ's caught up to Louis lad, so I did say a few laps ago he wasn't really catching him, but it looks like he is, so AJ might be in this fight too. Do they know that Mark is on the hard compound tyres? I think Mark's losing a little bit of time being on those hards. I wonder who's going to be the first man to pit out of this train. Ferg would love to get out of that DRS train. Could he undercut them all, I wonder? Harvey Lees is catching Duval. In the process he managed to save his DRS as well, so looking more comfortable. Now he's got past Mark, but also Ferg's all over the back of Nathan. But bearing in mind Nathan did have a better exit at John Sal. None of them strike. Nope, none of them's in the pits, and here comes that Nemo. He could potentially overtake Ferg into this first corner, but he doesn't decide to do so, as J-Law has got a 5-second tire penalty for speeding in the pit lane. AJ is all over the back now of Louis lad, so he's finally caught up to him, and he gets to join this train. I wonder when these drivers will pit. Was Mark's strategy really good to go on the hard compound tyres? Which one of them will go into the pit side? Surely the pit they must be open this lap, surely. You could definitely switch over to the mediums, and they're all coming in. Who's going to stay out? Nathan has decided to stay out then. 4 drivers in that train are in the pits. Louis lad, Giroux Viz's in there too. Ferg, I think must have had a little bit of a much longer stop than he would have wanted, but he comes out behind Harvey Lees, and Nathan retakes, well, doesn't retake it, he takes the lead of this race, and there's his teammate that's just gone by. There he is, then Mark has got ahead of Duval. He's managed to undercut him, but the problem is he's on the hard compound tyres, so could that be a big worry for him? This is going to be so interesting. Then drivers on different positions on different tyres, but he's drained a lot of his ERS so far, while the others behind him have came out with more ERS in their disposal. So how much younger are these tyres? Only about 2 laps younger. So I think Nathan will decide to come into the pits of this lap. No, he stays out. But Nemo heads off into the pit, so does AJ. So Nathan stays out there for another lap or so. The way they travel into the pit lane is so quick, as Alex Ham from P19 is in P6 at the moment, so he's not all too bad from him. He's behind his teammate Faxland. I haven't really mentioned these drivers because not much is happening between them, but it looks like the medium runners of Het Bompje is in P2 now, Faxland is in P3, and Alex Ham is in P4. Safety car came out now, will be turning things around, and Duval's all over the back of Mark. Alex Ham picks up a 3-second tire penalty down in P4, chasing his teammate. His teammate is chasing Bompje. Giroux has overtaken AJ, so Giroux has rejoined ahead of AJ. That's unbelievable for Giroux. So Giroux is picking up the pace now. He did pit with those guys as well, so managed. I think he used a lot of his ERS to overtake him. As they're all climbing over the back of Mark, as Indian Jesus and J-Law pick up another penalty. More Nathan comes to pits in this lap. There's his teammate ahead of him, and yes he does. He finally comes into pits to change those soft compound tyres. Het Bompje will take over this lead ahead of Faxland. Alex Ham will be in P4. And Duval's under pressure from Harvey Lees. followed by Ferg. India Jesus has retired from the session and down the inside wall. Almost tries to go down the inside as a safety car has been deployed. Safety car has been deployed, and that's exactly what the media runners would have wanted. That has played out beautifully. But Nathan as well. Nathan's got ahead. He's got ahead of all of them. Wow, Nathan's lucky day. He's just got ahead of all of these drivers. He's potentially in a net P1. That has worked out beautifully in Nathan's hands. And on the fresher set of tyres as well. And he gets to save his CRS. So that has played out beautifully in Nathan's hands. That's unbelievable for him. Could Nathan win his first race of the season? He's in a really comfortable position now. They're all under a delta. They're all close behind each other as well. But those guys must... What about the medium runners? What will they decide to do? What will the medium runners decide to do? I think they'll pit onto a brand new set of Sauce. No, Sauce will go to the end surely. They will come to the pits. I don't think they'll go to the hard compound tyres because I don't think the Sauce will go to the end. 10? 18 laps? No. Definitely not. Maybe, but that'll be much of a stretch. They're all into the pits, those medium runners. And this has played out beautifully in their hands. And on the softs as well. Head bump here is on the soft compound tyres, so this could hurt some of the... Williams are double stacking as well. I think it'll be a bit difficult for Mark to stay with Nathan because he's on the hards and Nathan's on 3 lap younger medium tyres as well. This is looking very interesting. Faxland is on a brand new set of soft compound tyres, so we should be quicker in this stage of this race. Let's see how this race plans out then. It's going to be very interesting towards the end. I can't wait, but in the meantime we'll take a short break. Here we are then, the safety car will be in the end of this lap then, and Nathan will take control of the safety car restart, his prerogative to go what pace he wants to. He will decide when he will switch up the tempo. Bearing in mind he's on 5 lap fresher tyres and on the mediums as well, softer compound than the hard, so he's in a good advantage at the moment is Nathan. And I think he will pull away like Max Verstappen did in 2019. Right now, here we go, and here comes Duval around the outside, but I think Duval has to back out a bit because it was a bit too quick off the line. I will try to go around the outside into turn 1. No, he can't, but he tried to. It was a good attempt from Duval, but there's a Ferrari. Giroud Vizza has gone off the track into turn 1, rejoins in P13. As they're all putting pressure on Mark ahead. Nathan's only got a 1.3 second advantage as Berry versus Giroud versus Duval. Ferg trying to go down the inside. He's caught Harvey Lee's napping. Harvey Lee's been overtaken by Ferg. Harvey Lee's goes wide as well. Oh, that's so close as well. As Louis goes down the inside of Nemo. Down the inside goes Het Bompje on Strauss. The two Dutchmans going at it. And further back we've got a Red Bull, Williams and Alfa Romeo scrapping away for P13. You can still see them in the background. Red Bull go down the inside of an Alfa Romeo. Alpha Tauri's got past the Haas driver, but Haas driver stays on the outside as we go into John Sal. Haas driver's still there alongside him. Het Bompje versus Pepijn Strauss. I'd love to watch this fight, but I believe there's something going up at the front. No, there's nothing going up at the front so far, so we're going to go back to that battle as AJ's under pressure from Faxland. As Het Bompje's got past Strauss. Danny Boy's got past Krishna and J Law. Here he is there, Duval trying to go down the inside of Mark. There he is then, gets a better exit and goes down the inside, up into P2 he goes. Tries to hold it as long as he can around the outside, but can't quite make it as goes off the track as well. Those hard tyres not doing any good whatsoever. Looks like Ferg's back on the pieces after the second safety car because he's almost on the podium now. There's his teammate. What will Racing Point do? Well, he'll allow his teammate to go past, being on the on the hard compound tyres. He must let his teammate go past because there's no way he could fight him. And I think he will. And that means Harvey Lees will have to fight Mark. Oh, almost hits the back of him as we head down into turn 1. As Faxland has overtaken Het Bompje for P9 and prevents him from overtaking him into turn 2. And here comes Nemo as Harvey continues to drop down. I don't know what's happened to him. He needs to find a rhythm immediately because he can't continue like this. Giroud Vizza has overtaken Het Bompje for P10. And Nathan's pulled a 2.4 second gap over Duval, so we can use that to his advantage. So looks like it's another disappointing race for Harvey Lees. He's hoping to score a podium or a win, but this time instead he's just falling down into 5th place. Not a place where he wants to be. He needs to get back up there immediately, does Harvey Lees. Should Duval has the chance now, he needs to be a bit more aggressive. As Nathan sets the fastest lap of the race. The Racing Point is in the way, but that's very lenient from the Racing Point to give him space because he was so close behind him. Wasn't that close at all actually. Here comes Ferg and Duval, easy move from him, and goes up into P2. And Harvey Lee still has not got past Mark. Can't afford to stay behind him too long, otherwise that's his race gone. If he wants a chance of a podium, he must get past that guy immediately. As Danny Boy has had some issues. I don't know where he is. He's down in last place now. Where is he? What's happened to him? He's spun coming out of turn 6. Faxland has overtaken AJ for P8. This time it's all over the back. He needs to get past him right now because otherwise, like I said before, chance of a podium is gone. Should have been on the podium in the first place, but as again he messed up. He goes around the outside into turn 1, as Mark will obviously fight back, as Faxland has overtaken bit of contact, I believe, because Faxland did look like he was sliding around a bit. When he come back at him into turn 4. And Mark's got... Harvey needs to be a bit more aggressive than that, because he shouldn't allow that overtake to happen, really. Our first, second retirement is Danny Boy. Stanley's dropped down. Stanley's had a problem, for God's sake. What's happened to him? J Law has overtaken Very, as here goes Alex Ham on Very. And what's happened to him? He's lost his front wing, so he must have made contact with somebody. Has the Renault driver. Down the inside he goes. And he's done it in the place you'd expect to, but finally should have done that a few laps ago. Now he needs to pull his finger out his arse and do something about these two ahead. Because he just gave another easy podium to Fergus Newell. But he's got a 3-second time penalty as well. Has Ferg. I've got a massive DRS train further behind because the soft runners are getting involved in these top runners as well. Hopefully Harvey Lees could start to pull away from that racing point now, because he shouldn't bother him anymore. Oh, you fucking kidding. Meanwhile, we've got Faxland on the back of AJ. Now we've got Iron Nemo on Mark, hunting him down for P5. And they will go around the outside. Will Louis Ladd try and follow him the same route? No, he won't. He stays in P5. And now he's under pressure from the Louis Ladd behind. And he goes down into P7, just tumbling down the order. There's nothing he can do about it, of course. Just on the wrong strategy at the wrong time. And after AJ, he's got the soft runners to deal with. And they ain't going to be fun to deal with either. And good news is I've just cracked my phone. Got a fucking crack in my phone. I ain't had one for like years and years, but it's fucking slammed it. As look at that, AJ under pressure from Faxland, along with Het Bompje too. Got Pepe Strauss starting P11 with Giroux Vizor. He locks up into jug style, does Faxland. I notice he does struggle around there. And he's got Het Bompje for company, and he's run out of ERS, so Het Bompje should have an easy chance of getting past him. And he does. He gets himself up into P9 ahead of Faxland. Stanley sets the fastest lap of the race. He moves himself up ahead of Alex Hamilton down to P15. Overtakes him for P15 now. Can he get it so anywhere better than that? Krishna on Giroux Vizor. Pepe Strauss has moved himself up into P11, wheelbagging with the Williams of Faxland. So both AlphaTauris in the points then. Oh dear, been a crash between Giroux Vizor and Stein, and a virtual safety car has been deployed. Not only that, there's another driver involved, which is Krishna. So Krishna also in an incident again, not surprised this time. He's always been in an incident, I don't understand how. Steiny as well, Giroux Vizor's also involved, so 3 cars in the last corner. And the Williams pit crew is very late for Alex Ham as they make their pit stops as well. Kuhn's on a set of the soft compound tyres, spending most of his time in last place as Mark is under pressure from AJ behind him, ready to make a move up for P7. It's the first time I've cut my phone for like years and years. It's fucking unbelievable. Looks like Nathan's got this in the bag. You see, if he doesn't make any mistakes, then they should be fine at the moment. And we've got AJ then on the back of Mark, fighting for P7. Can he overtake him this time? He should do. Here comes Bob here. AJ needs to go down the inside now. No, he does not. And that'll allow Bob here to get even closer behind him, as Mark gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Down the inside he goes into turn 4. And he can't quite make fuck it. So look at that. Yeah, Nemo's putting pressure on Harvey Lees. Harvey Lees then, don't know what happened to him. He should be don't know if it's the medium compound tyres or himself, but he should be doing better than this. Otherwise he'll be dropping outside the podium because Ferr's got a 3-second time penalty. AJ then on the back of Mark. Don't understand how he's got past him yet. Should do now. There he is then. Around the outside into turn 1. Easy move. Now he's got the soft winners to deal with, but the soft winners are coming to the end on their soft tyres, so I don't think they'll be a threat too much in the past few laps of this race. Duel's up to his usual tactics again, not really overtaking him until the last few laps. Surprised that Bompy's still there despite being on those 12-lap old soft compound tyres. That's the one frustrating thing about this game, is there are a lot of fucking DRS trains, but it's just they don't get too much action because of that. Gets a 3-second time penalty, so gave that to himself, unfortunately. We've only got like 4 laps to go in this race until it's over, can't believe it. Here we are again. Can he finally overtake him now? Nope, obviously not. Well, tries to into turn 2, but still quite can't do it. Come on, Bompier. Thought you'd be better than this. Nope, still can't overtake a hard runner. Oh, for fuck's sake.